Hello, YouTube. I'm going to talk about Apollo Legend and his decision to kill himself. Okay, first and foremost, I'll come out and say that I have no idea. I had no idea who Apollo Legend was until I found out that he ended himself. Okay, now it's very clear that from his own post and from the information that is out there and seems credible that he has chronic anxiety and depression, most likely. Okay, he endured quite a very abusive childhood. He has been under stress from a recent lawsuit, and which he settled out of court. Okay, so and in his suicide note, he basically mentioned two other YouTubers by name, saying that they gave him the push he needed to finally make the decision to end himself. Now, I would address that first and foremost. That's a real messed up thing to do. Okay, I did research, a bit of reading up and finding, research on one of the YouTubers he mentioned, Dark Viper AU, and from what I can tell is Dark Viper AU did not physically confront him in real life, did not dox him. Basically, Dark Viper AU had some issues with how Apollo Legends handled certain stuff and basically called him out in a YouTube video. And then there was another incident where there was Dark Viper EU decided not to pay someone whom he hired to do some TikToks because he felt that the job was not done properly at all and blah blah blah. And then Apollo Legend got involved because the guy complained to Apollo Legend, and Apollo Legend got involved, and then they had some internet beef, and that was like more than 6 months, about 6 months ago. And then Apollo Legend mentioned him that he was the one of the guys who gave him the push to end himself. I think that's a real messed up thing to do. Okay, I think that's very irresponsible. Now then again, you can see that obviously Apollo Legends wasn't in the right state of mind. My point is this: it is extremely unwise for anybody to be in a position of chronic stress, let alone someone who has pre-existing depression, anxiety, and chronic pain, and had abusive childhood. I'll put it this way, okay? I'm a Singaporean guy. I'm almost 50. Okay, at the start of my career, okay, it was extremely stressful, very, very stressful. Okay, you have to be on 24-hour calls twice a week. Okay, and that went on for months, and then you take a short break, and then you go on, go on, go on. Okay, but in the back of my mind, I knew that was going to end. I had control. It was very stressful, but I had control. You see, it was short-lived. You cannot be on chronically stressed over many years, and you must have a way out. If you feel trapped in a situation and you know way to get out, that's where hopelessness comes in. Okay, so another example is this: in Singapore, all males have to do compulsory national service. Okay, the same thing happened to me is that the first during BMT, I think for the first couple of months, it was extremely stressful. Then I adapted. Had the stress continued, can you imagine being for 2.5 years? You have to be in the Singapore Armed Forces, and you're chronically stressed for 2.5 years due to whatever reason. There are people who commit suicide because of that. You see, so okay, I'll come outright and say it's not going to be popular. Why did Apollo Legend, having had endured a abusive childhood, having chronic back pain, hip pain, shoulder pain due to sclerosis, having depression and chronic depression, and most likely accompanying anxiety as well, because depression and anxiety often go together. Why in the world would he choose to be a YouTuber? And not only a YouTuber, but a YouTuber whose channel is about exposing other people for wrongdoings like cheating and speed running, exposing people for faking records. He accused Billy Mitchell for faking records. I'm not saying that Billy Mitchell actually did. I have no idea. So, okay, but he accused Billy Mitchell for faking this record. Why in the world? Why in the world would he put himself in this situation? Is it very, very unwise? You know jolly well that he knew jolly well that he has this condition. He knew jolly well he cannot handle stress well. Why would he do this? There's a Chinese saying, 男人最怕进错行. It means that what a man fears most is to make the wrong career choice. Well, okay, actually nowadays it's not such a big deal because you can change career choice. In my opinion, what a man fears most is marrying the wrong woman. Okay, thank God I married a godly, loving woman. Thank God, thank Jesus for my wonderful life. I have nothing to complain. Okay, my point is that I feel really it's just a waste of a life. You know, he obviously has, this Apollo legend should never have been in the YouTube business. If I knew him in any personal capacity, I would have advised him firmly, said, please get off YouTube. You made enough money. Get out YouTube. You can help other people in making YouTubes. You can be in the background in video editing, helping other people, or get a regular in real life job. Don't get engaged in this YouTube thingy because it's causing you too much stress. He should never have been a YouTuber, let alone a YouTuber who exposes and critiques other people. He has to, it is expected once you are a big channel, you have a target on your back. Okay, and because he does exposure and critique videos, he has no way of saying, hey, you guys should not criticize me, because he does it to other people. That's what his channel is about. He exposes other people's wrongdoings. So I'm in a way I'm defending Dark Viper AU. Okay, Dark Viper AU saw something that Apollo Legend did publicly he did not like. He called him out publicly on it. Okay, it was about this guy called something Goose, who is supposed to be he's supposed to be a proven or known white nationalist who has who there's records of his Discord and his servers making very offensive remarks, saying that whites are superior, we should have an all white nation, blah blah blah. Okay, and then Apollo Legends defended him, saying that he shouldn't have been deplatformed or dissociated by this NGO. Okay, these are just the okay. If Dark Viper AU had every right to call him out publicly, because that's what Apollo Legend does to other people. You call people out publicly and expose what he feels that he is wrong. That this guy cheated in this speed run. This guy cheated in this Donkey Kong record, allegedly lah. Okay, so what I'm saying is this: do not put yourself in a position of chronic stress. Never do that. And then for YouTubers, to me the YouTube terms and conditions can change at the whim. They can demonetize you. They can do this. They can do that. I mean, to me, YouTube is like a real scummy company. They have obvious bias against, conservative people with conservative religious views. They can just unsubscribe people from you at a whim. They can demonetize you. They can change this. They can change that. Making money in YouTube is very, very stressful. From what I can see, you have to be constantly relevant. Your channel, your viewership can just drop off the cliff in a couple of days, weeks even, right? And there's nothing you can do about it. So I'm just saying that his Apollo Legends decision to end himself is a tragedy, but in a way, no one else is responsible except for him. He put himself in a position where he has to endure chronic stress. Okay? If anybody is to be blamed, is for those people who had doxed him. Okay, if anybody can say contributed to his decision to end himself, the most is the person who has sued him. Right? That's my 2 cents on it.